Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Rana Samad cooking up Indian cuisine from chicken tandoori to vegetable rice and yogurt chutney. We'll show you how to make these restaurant favorites right in your kitchen. We are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in your own community. So grab a seat, get comfortable. We've got another great menu coming at you in under 30 minutes. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Kirk Leins. Joining me in the kitchen today is home chef Rana Samad. Hi, Rana.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, before we get started here, your last name sounds very familiar to me. Why do I know the last name?
Because my daughter works with you.
Yes, she does.
Yeah,
She's actually my co-host on Taste of Torrance, and she's also an anchor for Newsbreak Live.
That's very right.
Right, right. And I have to tell you, she's absolutely lovely. We really think very highly of her here. And if you are half the cook that you are, as you are a parent, this is going to taste really awesome.
Thank you.
Because she's just a great human being.
Thank you very much.
So tell us about what you're, well actually, which I know what you're making. You're making some pretty legit Indian food, restaurant style.
Yes.
We've got a tandoori chicken, we have a vegetable rice, and we have a yogurt chutney, correct?
That's very right.
All right, and I think we're going to start with the tandoori chicken.
Yes.
Tell us what goes into that.
Okay, so we have boneless chicken here, breast, and then we are going to have all the spices, starting with the red chilies, turmeric, coriander, cumin powder, paprika, garam masala, a bit of salt, cardamom, and we have ginger, garlic, and this all goes with the yogurt, a little bit of lemon, and 2 tablespoons of oil.
Okay, and then I know we have some garnishes here as well, some cilantro, some lemons,
and
some
onion.
Now, before we get going here, there's a lot to talk about here.
Yes.
Let's start with the spices. These
Okay.
are sort of, would you consider the usual suspects in Indian cooking?
That's very right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if one gathered these spices, there'd be myriad of dishes you could make with it.
Yes, you can just leave something out, put something more according to your taste, whatever you like.
Okay, and the next thing I'd like to address here is your ginger and garlic. Now, how did you get it like this?
You know, we just peel it and grind it, and just to preserve it, if you want to have a shelf life for 2 weeks, we put a little vinegar in there.
Really? And you grind it with what?
Just a little water in there.
But in a blender?
Blender, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's really nice. And this will keep for a couple of weeks in the refrigerator?
Yes,
with a little
it
vinegar?
will. A little vinegar will be good for it.
You know, that's a really, I think, a helpful tip, because, you know, when you're prepping for a weeknight meal, you know, the less you have to chop, the better. So having this ready to go,
that
right?
makes a lot of difference if all the spices and ginger garlic is ready to go. So
Right, right. Now, the other thing, I noticed you're using boneless chicken breast.
Yes.
But you could use chicken on the bone, chicken thighs.
Anything you like, whatever you, variation,
typically
whatever you have at home, you know.
Okay, so, but typically in a restaurant you do see it on the bone.
Bone. And you can ask for boneless too.
Okay.
They will give you a choice too.
Now in the restaurant, they're cooking that in typically a special oven called a tandoori oven, correct?
That's very right.
But here we're using
the oven.
Because most people don't have, you know, they don't have a tandoori oven.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I have to address the yogurt, because I think that, I know it's an integral part of tandoori chicken, but you can really marinate almost anything in that, correct?
That's right, yeah. We can marinate meat, pork, anything, whatever you like, you know.
Beautiful.
Goes well.
All right, let's get started. Can I hand you the chicken?
Yes,
here?
please.
All right.
Thank you.
All right,
go
so
here with the chicken here.
you tell me what's going on here.
Oh, okay, so we'll start with the yogurt first.
You got it.
We'll just
There you are.
So this is a cup of yogurt.
And is it full fat, low fat?
Yeah, I tend to use full fat, but
Thank
it's
you.
again your choice.
Okay.
How you would like to have it.
All right.
And then we'll start with our garlic. We'll go with 1 teaspoon of garlic.
All right, and then ginger.
Yes, please. Thank you. 1 teaspoon of ginger.
Excellent.
And then we'll go.
Now for the spices.
Spices. We have 1 teaspoon of red chilies right here.
So that's going to make it a little spicy, correct?
I don't think so. It'll be nice.
Okay, 'cause I'm okay with that. I'm
yeah,
okay with
okay.
that. I like a little
And
heat.
a quarter teaspoon of turmeric.
Which is very good for you.
Good for you, that's right. And then we have 1 teaspoon of cumin powder.
Now I noticed that did you grind that yourself?
Yes, I did it. This is
Perfect.
this is, and then 1 teaspoon of coriander.
And you ground that yourself too.
Yes, I did that
Yeah.
too.
You can get that ground,
Yeah,
but it's a completely different flavor, isn't it?
Yeah, if you just get this raw and then you just saute it and just grind it, so
Right.
it's not that hard for you.
Okay.
A little bit of paprika for the color,
Okay.
and we have our garam masala. Gives you a little more.
So the fact that we're doing this with boneless chicken breasts, so it's probably a pretty easy menu or meal to do during the week, right? I mean,
Yes,
it's not,
if you marinate it, you come from work and you just put it in the
that's right.
butter.
You would have to marinate it.
Yes, we need couple of hours or overnight.
I was going to say, why not do it the night before?
And then when you come, it's already ready and you just put it
And
in
with
the
that
oven.
yogurt in there, it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Right.
And a teaspoon of salt. And in the end, I'll just, if you can please hand over the cardamom.
I love cardamom.
And then a quarter spoon of cardamom.
And that's very fragrant, so you kind of got to go a little easy with that, huh?
Yes. So we'll put it back here. And we have some fresh lemon juice. A tablespoon of lemon juice. That helps as a marinade too.
Sure.
And then
That yogurt has so many enzymes in it that
yeah.
just really make that a very juicy and flavorful product, correct?
Yes, and then we have a tablespoon of oil in there.
And is that just vegetable oil or?
This is a canola oil.
Oh, canola. Okay.
Yes. And then we'll just mix it nicely.
And what's the longest this could marinate for? A couple days, 2-3 days?
No, that will be too long.
Would it be?
Yeah.
Oh,
Overnight is the best way
best.
to go.
Okay.
Overnight is the best, and if you won't do it, then you can do it for a couple of hours too.
Gotcha.
But since we don't have time today here, so we will just mix it well, so everything is
And that color is just getting prettier and prettier as you go there. Now, when you get it a lot of times in the restaurant, it's like a very bright red typically, right?
Yeah, because they're using some color there.
Are they adding
so
color
yeah,
to it?
adding
Right.
definitely they're adding color. So we did add a little bit because we used some natural.
Right,
You know,
right.
we're trying to stay away from the color.
Not just natural, but also flavor.
Yes.
You know?
That's right. So now I'll be needing the oven dish. So we can
okay. I
just
think we have something down here.
something here.
And now I've noticed you just got like a glass pan here.
Pan, that's
that
right.
you've lined with
With the
tin foil. Now, let me ask you, is that for cleanup or is that to like bring more caramelization?
Basically more cleanup.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I mean, the less that I have to clean up, always
yeah.
the better, right?
It's easy. So we're going to pour this
And that just goes right in there.
right there. Right. Mix it in a bowl.
Oh, it smells so good. And I mean,
Everything is nice and fresh.
yeah, and once these spices start heating up, I can
Yes.
imagine this kitchen is gonna smell incredible. Beautiful. And you want to make sure it's like in one layer, so
yes,
it all
we are
gets.
just going to sort it out. So as much we can get in there.
Now I know we have our oven preset at, was it 450?
Yeah, at 450.
So it's a hot oven, but that's because you want to really get the nice color on it.
Yeah, and then we will just cover it in the beginning, and then
Okay.
with the foil.
Here.
Yes.
And we just want to sort of, just kind of loosely get it on there.
Yeah.
All right.
that should be good.
And we'll get this into the oven. And I gotta tell you, I cannot wait because I love tandoori chicken. But I think this is probably a good time to take a break. We can
Yes.
get cleaned up, and when we come back, we'll make the remainder of the meal.
Yes.
We've got our vegetable rice and our.
the yogurt chutney.
Yes, we do. All right, we'll see you on the other side.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, I am in the kitchen today with home chef Rana Samad.
Hi.
And we are making some delicious smelling Indian food. I mean, I can already, the tandoori chicken that's in the oven, you can smell it already, right?
And we are going to go ahead with our vegetable rice.
Yes,
and
yes.
yogurt chutney.
Yes, that's what's next. So
Okay.
why don't you talk to us about the ingredients that are in the vegetable rice?
Okay, so we'll start with the oil, and we are going to saute some of our raw ingredients here. We have cumin seeds here, cloves, bay leaves, black peppercorns, cumin, the cinnamon sticks here, cardamom, black as well as green.
Now, you were telling me in the break that this here is actually what makes up the garam masala.
That's very right. You saute all these ingredients and just grind them, and we get the garam masala.
And that sauteing of the spices is very, very big in Indian cuisine, correct?
Yes.
You're getting them to bloom, so to speak.
So yes.
Okay, let's get going with that.
Okay.
Well, actually, before you do, can you tell us about some of the other ingredients?
Yes, we'll use ginger garlic here, and all red chilies, turmeric, coriander, cumin.
Same from earlier.
Yes, from earlier, cardamom and garam masala too.
Okay, and then we have our rice.
Rice, which
Is
is
that basmati?
pre-soaked. That's basmati rice, which is pre-soaked.
For how long do you soak that?
Half an hour is good enough for that.
Okay,
Go
and then of
ahead.
course we've got some frozen vegetables.
Vegetables.
And some fried onions there.
To garnish it in there.
Great.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
let's get cooking.
Okay, so we'll put the stove on the, here we go. I'll use some oil here.
And once again with the canola oil.
Yes.
Okay. Do you cook with ghee?
Yeah, we cook with ghee or coconut oil. You can
Oh,
always
yeah.
substitute.
Sure, that would taste delicious.
Yes.
How's that oil looking?
Yeah, I think so. Start.
Okay.
And get ready, and so we'll start with our cumin.
Okay.
And you can hear it right
oh,
here.
yeah, that's the sound you want to hear, right?
Yes, and black peppercorns.
It's like popcorn.
That's right. Couple of cloves.
And
2 bay leaves here.
Spices are just humongous in Indian
Yes.
cooking, right? I mean, is your spice cabinet just
Full of
Yeah,
spices.
right?
That's-
Okay.
And they're all different ones, which these are the basic ones. Black cardamom
okay?
and couple of green cardamom.
Beautiful. And how long do you need to let that go for?
Just a minute or so. You say just getting a little sauteed, you can
Right,
see it's getting a little brown.
Open it up. You don't want to
Yeah.
burn it.
No, we don't want any, but that's why we have water handy all the time.
Ah.
So we can add it with the stove
Okay.
here. So if you don't mind, if you can pass me the ginger and garlic
Oh, the
first.
ginger and garlic. You got it.
And we'll be needing the water very quickly after that.
All right.
And
Yeah, because that's got some liquid, so that's probably going to...
yeah, that's going to. So I'll just
Oh,
put
yeah.
it gently right here, and I'll just,
Oh.
oops, I'll just add some water
And
right
hence the water, or you're going to be doing a lot of cleanup in the kitchen,
That's
right?
right, yeah.
Very smart.
So yeah, so we keep the water handy, and we have ginger and garlic.
Okay.
And now we're going to add the other spices.
All
We'll
right.
just
Here you go.
move a little bit here. Thank you. Again, a
And I
little
would
bit.
imagine all these amounts, they're fairly forgiving, correct? You can sort of play with the...
Yeah. I'm just using a 1/4 spoon of turmeric now. And we have 1 pound rice and 1 pound of vegetables. So just
Equal amounts.
equal amount, and just 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1/2 teaspoon of chili, 1 teaspoon of salt, and we are going to have the powder in the end.
Okay, the
We are
garam
going to
masala.
the garam masala will go in the end,
Okay.
and we'll give
take
it
that
to
for you.
you. Thank you. And we'll,
And is it very important to let that rice soak like that?
yeah, it will
Are you
it'll
just-
be
are you getting
nice
rid of
and fluffy and nice. The grains will have their own texture then.
Right, because when you have Indian rice, there's every grain is sort of on its own.
Yeah.
Nothing's sticking together, and
Together.
we're taking out the starch here, correct?
No, we are not going to take the starch.
No, I mean, is that what the water is doing? It's removing the starch so it doesn't stick?
Usually that starch comes when you boil it.
Oh, okay.
And you take that water out when you're making just plain brown, regular
Gotcha.
rice. But here we are going to do the biryani. We are going to use the starch kind of, it's cooked in there.
Understood,
So
okay.
we will
Yeah, that smells so good.
And now we're going to add the vegetables, the mixed
Right.
veg, please.
There you are.
Yes. And I'm using the frozen, but you can use fresh and any other vegetables you like to use.
Usually when you go to an Indian restaurant, it is frozen vegetables that they use, correct?
It depends. I don't know about that, but you know.
That's typically been my experience. I've usually seen it with...
Yeah. So basically we have corn, carrots, beans, and peas in here.
Beautiful.
So, thank you. We are going to cook for like 3 minutes because it's going to cook with the rice too. So
right, we're just looking to get all the vegetables coated in that delicious mixture of spices and oil.
Oil, yes.
This will feed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good 1 pound should serve for 4 people.
Oh, easy.
Or easy,
with,
yeah.
Probably with some leftovers.
Yeah, we can use it.
That's the thing about Indian food too. It makes incredible leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible leftovers.
It's nice to eat it the next day. Sometimes people say the spices come out the next day too. So
right.
Couple of minutes. And then I'll add the rice.
Okay. So the rice and it's soaking liquid.
Yes. Not that much water right now. So we are trying to take everything out from here. I'll pass this out. And I'll just mix it with the rice.
It looks good already.
And the vegetables and all the spices are, so I'm trying to get a little heat here.
I can hear it. It'll get
yeah,
there.
it's taking a little time.
No, no worries, no worries.
So I'm going to put here for 1 pound. I'm using 4 cups of water.
Okay.
And it's going to cook in itself.
All right, and then basically what are we doing? We're bringing that up to a boil.
Boil. It's once it come to a boil, and then we'll just cover it and let it cook for between 10 to 12 minutes to go.
Okay. Now, when you cover it, is there any sort of trick? Because I learned something actually on this show several years ago from another Indian chef. And I do this now. Actually, I did this last night.
Okay.
Anytime I make rice in a pot,
okay.
what I'll do is I'll take like a dish towel.
Okay.
And I'll wrap it around the lid.
Okay.
And then I'll lid the pot. Because all
the moisture,
and then it doesn't drip back down into the rice, and it keeps it nice and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned that here a few years ago, and I've used it ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think so we can do without that. So I'm just waiting to get it.
Well, we can see that while that's happening. Should we get started on our chutney, maybe?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So we will have a blenders right
Actually,
here.
why don't you leave that right there? Why don't you tell us what's in the chutney?
Okay, so we have the yogurt is right there.
Okay.
And then we are going to blend some cilantro, mint, and green chilies. So would you like to?
And we also have a little bit of
We'll add a little water to the yogurt.
A little
when
milk.
We are a
and
little.
Then is this
milk.
sugar?
A pinch of sugar will
Just
go
a pinch to take to give it a little bit of sweetness.
Yes.
All right, now chilies. You want me to deal with these?
Yes, please. If you can just.
And how would you like them chopped?
Chopped, anything.
Seeds or no seeds?
The more spicier you want, you can leave the seeds. If not, then you can just take it out.
What if we do one with and one without?
Okay,
we'll be a little bit daring, but not reckless.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay, I like that idea. All right, great. And these are serranos. They look like, correct?
Serrano.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. All right, and like just a dice?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you can cut it in 2 too, so just in the blender it goes.
Oh, this is all getting blended up.
Blended. This mint and cilantro will go together.
Right. But you know what? Sometimes it's easier to blend after they've been chopped up. Yeah, you know what? I can actually feel the heat in my eyes right now.
Oh.
Let's see. Chilies are weird, aren't they? I mean, because sometimes you could get a chili and it's not quite as hot as you might think it is, and then other times you get a chili like, oh, this won't be bad, and it's just on fire.
And you can hear the flavor, the smell too.
Right. So for this one here, I'm just going to, let me split this down the middle first. I'm going to take out the seeds, and I'm just going to use, just the easiest way typically is just to use a spoon.
Right.
And you want to remove not only the seeds, but also those veins.
Veins, yeah.
Because that is That's where all of the capsaicin is, which makes this hot. And I have to be very careful now not to touch my eyes.
That's very, very right.
Oh, right? Isn't that the worst? and the second you do it, you know exactly what you've done. And it's just a matter of time that you know you're going to be tearing up, and not much you can do about it until the oil goes away. Okay, great. So let me just chop those up for you. Great. Beautiful. All right.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Okay. So, how do we get started on our chutney?
So we'll just go ahead and put the cilantro first.
Oh, cilantro? Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you.
And all that, how much cilantro is that?
It is a bunch.
Okay, one bunch.
Yeah,
all right.
one bunch. Bunch of cilantro here. And then I'll go ahead and take the chilies off your hand.
Okay. They all go into the pool.
Yes.
Mint?
Mint, please. Thank you.
Two herbs you see a lot in Indian cooking as well, correct? Mint and cilantro?
Mint and cilantro, yes.
I love them both. And
I'll add a little bit of water to it.
just to get that going.
Get going, yes.
And if you have a garden, and you have an herb garden, and you have an abundance of herbs, this is a great way to...
Yes, to use
When,
them.
once you make the chutney, how long will that last?
The chutney can last around 4 to 5 days.
I would say
yes.
for a while.
And
huh?
if you want to just, and this is basically a chutney by itself too, the cilantro chutney, you can put it aside whenever you need, you can just mix it with there. To preserve this, you can put a little vinegar or lemon.
Okay.
It'll let it stay in the fridge for
Right,
another.
so that mixture there can stay on its own, and when you want to combine it to the... Okay,
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I'll start my blending now here.
There we go.
Getting blended here. And here it's ready to go now.
There we go.
And then we'll just bring it here.
Do you add it to the yogurt?
Yes, we are going
Okay.
to add it to the yogurt. And we'll put the
Here, I'll take that from
that
you.
way. Thank you. And can I get the milk, please?
Yes, you sure can. And we're just adding milk to get the consistency
You
where
can
you
see
want
a little bit
Okay.
of,
All
and
right.
I think so. I'll
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
use a little bit of milk in there.
Because the yogurt on its own would be too thick.
Too
Okay,
thick,
so I see
so
our rice is boiling. Do we want to
Boiling,
lid
yeah.
that?
I
and-
will just put it on the mild here and just on medium heat. And now it's boiling, and I'm going to
Excellent.
go and cover it. I'm back here, and we'll have a pinch of sugar there, please.
Okay, may I?
Yes, please.
All right, is that good enough?
Okay, that'll be great. And then we have
And there are all our
our,
pulverized
yeah,
herbs.
this is all the yogurt, the cilantro chutney.
Oh, well, that's going to be
And
so good.
this depends how much you like.
Ah, okay,
you
so
know,
we're not
the taste
necessarily-
according to your taste.
Great.
It-
Oh, it's going to be good. You could
I
put that on
just-
top of a lot of things, I
yeah,
would imagine,
this
right?
is like a sauce.
Almost like a good salad dressing,
Dressing.
too.
Very good. You can use it on salad too,
Yeah.
and get an organic chutney. I'll just pass this to
You got it.
you.
All right,
And
so...
I'll use a little bit of cumin powder in here.
Oh, okay. All right. And I would imagine at this point now we're pretty good. We just got to wait for our rice to cook.
That's very
Our
right.
chicken's finishing up.
Yes,
We've got our chutney all ready to go.
ready to go.
So I think this is a good time to take a break. We can get cleaned up because on the other side, we're eating.
Okay, that's right.
All
You're
right.
ready to go.
all
Thank
right.
you.
We'll see you on this side. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Maya. Want to play? If you want to make music but aren't quite sure that you've got what it takes, no worries. Making music is not about perfection. It's all about fun and expression. Learn how to get started at wannaplaymusic.com.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. Look what I have. This is a delicious looking and smelling plate of Indian food prepared for me by Rana Samad, home chef. I gotta tell you, this smells so good, it's intoxicating. We've got our tandoori chicken, we've got our vegetable rice, and we've got this yogurt chutney, and I gotta get to tasting. You okay with that?
Yes,
I
go
wanna,
ahead,
I wanna
please.
go into this rice first. Let's see. Let's see what we got here.
How do you like it?
Oh my goodness. And those little fried onions, they're
crispy.
really nice textural contrast to the rice,
That's
which is so fluffy and so flavorful from that, from all those spices you use.
Yes.
Now, before I go any further, I do want to kind of dress the meat up with some of the
little
traditional condiments here. This is our chutney that we made, and this just smells so good. All right, here we go. I'm going in. Let's see how spicy this is too.
Enjoy. Nice and tender.
That is so delicious.
It
Wow.
goes well with the yogurt chutney.
That sauce, it takes it over the top. I want to put that on pizza. That is so good.
You can use it on salad, and you can use it anywhere with anything, meat.
Yeah,
Steak,
yeah.
anything will
That's a
do
nice
for-
thing to keep in the fridge. This is delicious.
Okay, thank you.
Job well done. Thank you so much. And
You're most welcome.
promise me you'll come back and we'll do this again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Because I need some more good Indian home cooking that's better than any restaurant I've been to.
I'm happy you're enjoying it.
And it just proves that really the best chefs come from right here in our own community. On behalf of myself, Rana, the crew, thank you for watching another fun episode of Community Cooking. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.